Today we're going to talk about the law above all laws, okay? Laws, principles work no matter what the language, no matter what the status is in your life, and particularly this law of sow and reap. It's a principle, man. You plant the seed, you are going to reap a harvest of whatever you plant. But I'm going to talk about 3 ways, okay? 3 ways that you can plant good seed or evaluate what seed's going. You look at your results, man, that'll determine what seed's going in. And the third one is going to actually blow you away. I mean, the third thing we talk about, you're going to go, oh goodness me, Gav, I never looked at it like that. Okay, so here we go. So, because I mean, this is the thing, all right? You've got seed, and then it's got to be planted somewhere. Because you can have the best seed in the world, okay? And I mean, by definition, seed means a part of something great. Like it talks about in the definition, you have a tree, it's a small part of that tree. It actually started out as a seed. I should say it's a big part. The tree's a big part of the small seed, but that's what it can grow into, okay? But what paddock, what ground are you putting it in? And that's why I think we're going to look at our environment, which I'm sure it'll all make sense, all right? So, but particularly when we talk about, no man does nothing for nothing, okay? There's always a payoff. You watching this, you want a payoff. Me filming this for you, there's a payoff for me. People, everyone's got an agenda. What people don't want, what people don't like is a hidden agenda. So by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear description of what the payoff is. What I say the payoff is, the payoff that you want. Because some people are just going through life with their phones like that, watching other people's dribble, watching cat videos, goodness me. And just, I suppose, to clarify this seed, we want to talk about the payoff. When you plant a seed, you want it to grow into something, okay? No. When you plant a seed, when a seed even is planted in you, it will grow into something. So we're going to look at the seed, okay? But what I'm saying, grow into something, you look at a tree. It starts with a seed, goes in the ground. It's dark, it's hot, it's cold, it's whatever. Eventually something springs up and it grows into something, okay? Goes up and then it'll bear fruit. And inside that fruit is seed, which will go to the ground and it'll same thing. So whatever seed you've got, whatever seed's in you is going to reproduce. Okay, it's going to reproduce. So the first area, one of the 3, the first area I want you to look at is your thinking, your thought process. What seeds have been planted? What seeds are you planting? What seeds are in there that's growing? Are they weeds? So for example, you can look at this, break it down into 3 again. Ideas. What are the ideas that you got? Are they of doubt or are they uplifting? When you think, are you inspired? So what are the ideas that you're having? Are you thinking like, oh man, I haven't got enough money. Oh, if I had done this instead of that, or that they're probably going to let me down as well. Oh, this business, man, it's always hard. Like, what are the seeds? What are the ideas that are happening? Okay, is this making sense? A lone wolf, is that I'm going to do this on my own? That's always one. But particularly if we get a handle on these ideas and we start to strengthen, because this is muscle, this is doing the reps time, we start conditioning ourselves to have great ideas. Any rubbish we just push to the side. That ain't for me. That may be true for you. Someone tries to plant in something negative in our thinking. Maybe true, this is what I say. Maybe true for you, not for me, thank you. In my mind, I'll say that. So then, because when we get good ideas happening long enough, we start to imagine, we start to build on those ideas. Hey, you know what, if this happens, all of a sudden that could happen, and then I could do that. All of a sudden you start to use that imagination that as a strength, okay? It grows into creativity. And if you can start to create things, because you'll start. And remember, I'm telling you like I'm talking to you all the time. I hope you feel like that. I hope you're listening. But you think about, you will change how you feel. It will actually change your posture by the thoughts in your mind. So by the time it comes to you're actually looking for things to create. You're out from your imagination, from those good thoughts, which if you do this right, generally your dreams that are in your heart will start to birth. You start to imagine if this happened, imagine if I could do that. You start to, for a lot of times, for a long period of time I've watched men do this, all of a sudden they go, you know what, I had this dream inside me, well, forever. So this takes courage, gentlemen, to keep this thinking, I look at, one guy, Wilfred Jensen. I first went to a boxing gym. A seed was planted. Boxing gym at age 16, he was the Australian champion. I remember just being able to spend some time with him. Spent 6 months training with him. I had my first half a dozen, 6 amateur fights over. It was over about a 9-month period, but I got to spend about 6 months training with him and training alongside him and just watching him, the way he shadow boxed, the way he skipped, the way he drove away in his car. I loved everything. I love how he spoke. There was nothing about him I didn't like. Man, I loved, in fact. 10 years down the track, that was a seed planted. I didn't realise at the time. 10 years down the track, I got to be the Australian champion. I was that guy that I loved, So my imagination, a seed was planted. What if I ran the hills he ran, if I skipped like him, if I did my best to train as much as if I did all of a sudden it produced something. I got my thinking on track. I remember when I started that boxing program, Fight Like a Pro, it was an idea. It was an idea, imagine, because I was looking for ways to validate, to encourage, to initiate men. Boxing, I'd fought for 18 years. It's what I know. If I could just incorporate that rite of passage side of things into a boxing program, which I did. Nobody is doing. I don't think anyone's still doing it. They might be doing the boxing. They ain't doing the rite of passage side of it. Who do I need to become to step through those ropes? That kind of mentality, man. 1,200 men got to experience that over a 10-year period, fighting in front of up to 1,000 people, living their dream. Goodness me. That started with an idea in my imagination, back with courage. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video. Just a quick ad, we actually do a Become a Better Man 5-day challenge where men level up in their families, in their businesses, in their faith. So if you're interested, check out the link below, because that's what this is about, making better men, better husbands, fathers, sons, leaders. So I look forward to seeing you in the challenge. Living here in Malta on this amazing island called Gozo. Goodness me, with the citadel across from me, it's like 600 metres away. 3,500-year-old fortified city I get to look at, experience every day, walk around. Amazing. The culture, the heritage, goodness me. Man, it come from an idea. Coming and moving here, goodness, to move my family here, so they could experience what this culture, goodness me. So that's only the second thing. I want to speed this up. The second thing where we're planting seed, where we're planting seed with our tongues, with our language, with our words. A lot of the time, men fall into bad language. They fall into sarcasm, negativity. Okay, so I love Proverbs. What is it? 18:21. It says, "You have the power in your tongue. You have life and death. You can kill things. We've killed dreams." I'm sure there's people that have spoken things into your dream. Maybe you've had a great idea and somebody just squashed it. Remember, you have life and death is in your tongue. Whereas, and which I see even through that boxing program, coaching many men over many years, okay? I can speak life into them. I can speak hope. I speak validation. All of a sudden, man, this idea starts to grow. They have the courage to step up, become that man that's in them, that's longing to come out. They have the courage to follow their dreams. Oh, come on. So, power of life and death, man. You know, you can do crazy, amazing things with your tongue. Starts with the ideas. You discipline. You start to be disciplined around your language. You only speak hope. You only speak love. You only speak encouragement to your family, the people you love. That will change children's lives. Goodness me. All right, the third thing. Man, remember I talked about we always want to pay off. Man, get ready for something great. This is going to make you, you know, what seed have we planted? This is going to make you look at things different. Because I love to talk about this for perspective, okay? For perspective. So I'm gonna say something really may seem stupid at first, but just play the game with me, okay? If I give you if you give me $100 and I give you $1,000, is that a good deal? All right, if you give me $1,000, I give you $10,000, is that a good deal? You think, what am I up to? Wait, spare me. Yeah. So, I mean, if you give me $100,000 and I give you $1 million, is that a good deal? Yeah, I think they're all good deals. Which one's a better deal? Which one's a better deal? I hope you think, you know, you give me $1,000, I give you $1 million, that's the best deal, because you're right, that is the best deal. The point I'm making, when you sow seed, make it be the right seed, make it be enough seed, make it go down deep in a good paddock, a good environment, and that's exactly what you'll reap. You see, men have been burnt. We've been disappointed, let down. We're like, oh, I don't know if I can put my whole heart into this. What if it doesn't work? Well, guarantee if you just sprinkle a little bit of soil, a little bit of seed in a paddock that you don't water, you will not reap what you want. You will not reap $1 million. You won't. It's a law. Remember, this is the law of laws. You know, you put a little in, you get. You don't even get a little out, I don't think. But you put everything in. You put your whole lot in. You put your whole heart, your soul, your resources, everything. They burn the boats, man. That's exactly what you will reap. You will reap courage, you will reap determination, you will reap a harvest. From putting everything in, you'll get everything out. But with this masculine journey, man, you must go all in. I shouldn't say you must. You can tippy-toe safely to retirement, safely to death. Or you can go all in on the dreams that are in your heart. You can go all in on the mission, the assignment that is assigned to you. Then you'll know which one it is. I mean, well, when you go through a process of initiation, a validation, a rite of passage, the correct way, you're kind of like, man, no one can talk into it, no one can talk out of it. You know that you know that you know. And then when you go full tilt, when you invest everything, it's a different life. You know, I can't help but think of Daniel, okay? Last year, for my inner circle clients, okay, I just had a small group of half a dozen men, got them here to Gozo, and just more. It was a lot of small group. A lot of the stuff we do in that program is one-on-one, and we just specific to them. Get down, man. What is really in you? Long story short, there was things in him that he said he'd been there, ideas. Things he'd even started doing, even built a website for this charity 16 years ago. Goodness me. He went from spending the time with me, with the other high quality, high level, high capacity men, He mustered up, he went back and started this charity, goodness me. Not just that, he went back and started a business that was aligned with his purpose, his mission, his gifts and talent. He's already a very successful man, got a couple of businesses. Unbelievable, amazing. And a wife that loves him to bits, kids that adore him, got the bells and whistles, the investments, the this and that. But man, there's more in you. There's more in Daniel. You know, and of course, you know, you invest a little, you get a little. You go all in. You know, it took him 30 hours to get here. Man, planes, Ubers, ferries to get to, you know, like, man, the unknown. You know, that's what it's going to take, gentlemen, for you to fulfill the mission, the purpose that's in you. It's either that or you be careful and you play it safe. But I'm telling you, if you follow these principles, these laws, if you get the right seed, you place it in the right environment, you invest the water to water the seed. You plough the paddock so the soil is fertile. The environment, goodness me, eventually, boom, it will come out. It will burst out and you will grow that tree, which ultimately that tree is you, gentlemen. You bear the fruit that then produces the next generation, the next legacy, the next purpose that is in you, the next epic adventure that is in you. It will produce something. But, man, you can play it safe. And I'm having a joke here. You got to have some fun on the journey. So, gentlemen, you think about the payoff you want. You think about the payoff that's in you. And if you're not getting what you want, I would strongly suggest stop doing what you're doing. I don't know if you can send me do something. Do something. Make a change. All right, over and out.